Okay, so if your child has recently been diagnosed ASD, level 1 high functioning, level 2 or level 3, I'm not sure if this will really help you, but my child is level 1. So I just want to kind of give y'all some tips to assist you in what to do next, especially when it comes to these schools. Okay. Now, if you have a good school team on your hands, they're probably already going to be proactive in telling you what you need to do as far as getting accommodations for your child, right? But a lot of times that's not going to be the case. So you have to know how to advocate for yourself, how to advocate for your child, right? So I know in my experience with my child, I had already had suspicions of ASD, right? And I was communicating this with the school. The school that he was at the time was very, very good with me. The principal was mwah. So I had already told her, listen, I believe he might be ASD. And I kept them updated on the process of when he was going for testing, everything. So it was wonderful. So once he did get the diagnosis, you know, they were already looking for it, right? So first thing is you want to ask for an IEP. Okay. So this is a plan that allows your child to get, you know, resources, all types of resources, right? Down to accommodations in the classroom, you know, needing more time for testing, needing additional breaks, you know, the teachers offering breaks, the child asking for breaks. Depending on what your child's challenges may be, they can certainly accommodate. I assure you they can accommodate. So for example, with my son, one of his biggest challenges in the school environment is elopement. Okay. So with people on the spectrum, ASD people, that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn kicks in. It's like a response, you know, when they're in crisis. So you have fight, where they will literally start fighting, you know, or they're just being very resistant against you, right? You have the flight, where they will leave. They will fucking elope. Get the fuck up out of here. Hey, this is too much. I got to go. And they will just, without warning, pew, they will hit it, right? That's one of my son's biggest challenges, always have been, okay? Then you have freeze, where they just will completely lock up. Their system will lock up and they can't move, they can't speak. Of course, they can hear, you know, and still, you know, see what's going on around them, but they become super non-responsive, where it's just like literally everything about their body is locked up. And then you have fawn, where they seem to just kind of go along and kind of start, you know, you know, trying to, you know, get themselves out of a, you know, trying to calm themselves and ease themselves out of a, you know, a very stressful situation for them. They do tend to have, you know, odd reactions, you know, in crisis situations, like, you know, getting into fight mode or flight mode, and, you know, trying to protect themselves. They may just try to go along with it because they're so scared. It's just like, I'm going to go along with this so I don't get hurt even more. Right. So yes, so ask for the IEP. Okay. This is a legal document that the school must honor. Okay. And you need to be an active part of that IEP process. Okay. So this document, is ever changing. Okay. Your child's needs may change and you need to stay on top of it. If something is not working in the classroom, if the child is communicating to you some things that are making them feel uncomfortable in the classroom, or something they may need, or something that you may realize they need in speaking with them, or while you're in communication with the teachers and you're realizing this is something that they need, you're more than welcome to reach out to your contact to say, hey, I think we need to make some changes to this document. What we were doing before is not working. And I can tell you, with a child that has ASD, it is going to be ever changing, because there's no consistency to an ASD person. There really isn't. Okay. There is a wide spectrum of behaviors and challenges that come with it. And I mean, that net is wide, baby. Okay. That's why ASD does not look a one way, right? One person that's ASD may be completely nonverbal, while another one, just, you can look at them and can't even tell, you know, that they're ASD. There is no one look or one way to be autistic. Right? So get that IEP in place. Now, generally, the person you're going to reach out to for an IEP is the ESC specialist. They are generally the ones that are in charge of the IEP process. They are supposed to be the subject matter expert, right? In addition to a school psychologist, who is actually, you know, the one that has the degree to understand these, you know, different diagnoses that these children may have. But the ESC contact is the one that oversees the IEP process generally, right? Again, it could vary by school, but in my experience, it has been the ESC specialist that usually facilitates. They are usually supposed to be your contact when you have concerns about the IEP, when you have concerns about your child's needs. It's usually going to be an ESC contact that you're going to reach out to. Now, you are supposed to have an entire ESC team involved in your IEP process. So that should be your ESC contact, your ESC specialist. It should be your school psychologist. It should be a guidance counselor, and usually somebody from the administration team, right? Usually some kind of assistant principal, maybe even the principal, right? But generally, those are the primary people that are involved in the IEP process. It could be more, but in my experience, it's usually always at least those four.